I think if I were to do this challenge again, I would bite the bullet and get enemy away. Like as soon as possible. Whatever I had to do, whatever kind of stupid grinding I would have to do to get enemy away, I'd do it. Because I think it would have saved us, like, a good amount of HP, honestly, but also just a lot of frustration. I think that was the one big mistake I made in this run. Just not getting enemy away. I just figured even on level 1 it wouldn't really do much. I would have to level it up for it to be worth it. But I think it would have been worth it had I taken the time to get it and level it up. Take it with a 500 bits, Torquey. Alright, phase 1 complete. Come on, do me a solid. That's so frustrating. Like, he doesn't attack a lot. He normally moves. He's being a jerk. I think I'm going to try to get the run on this first one and then walk. Try to push the next encounter past the save point. Where am I going? Now I'll get a run because I went the wrong way. Hey, it's our buddy. Apple update. Will Death ever update his iTunes? The world may never know. I see no reason to update my iTunes. I've never updated it and been like, wow, I'm glad I updated it. But I have updated it before and gone, wow, it's broken. Thank you, C-Mark, for the 15 bits. I'm pretty sure the reset command's like wrong anyways. This is that one day that like Napaz wasn't here. Let's just say it's somewhere around 400. Oh my god, he actually dodged. I can't believe it. I was literally ready to reset. Alright, I'm gonna do some walking here. See if that pushes this other encounter. Wow. That was incredibly early. Come on. Yo, Twerky with the gifted sub to Norfeo. Norfeo, welcome to the crew, my man. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your foam finger emote. How many more attempts at this before we give up and go get enemy away? I don't know. I feel like this is definitely going to happen. It's just, like, when. Because I've certainly gotten away from that guy many times without taking damage. He's just being a jerk. I don't want to do any kind of new threat challenge. Because a lot of the content would be just, like, impossible with one person. Or with, like, challenge rules. There's too many, like, weird boss mechanics, like bosses that grab people and bosses that, like, auto kill one person or whatever. Like, it would just not be fun. There'd be too many, like, oh, well, we gotta cheat here because he's gonna grab us, or oh, we gotta cheat here because whatever. Oh boy. Couple more attempts and then we might just go get enemy away. Yes, we did everything in New Threat, everything there was to do. If you haven't seen the New Threat playthrough, please go watch it. It's like the greatest thing ever. It was so much fun. It's like the best series that we have. There's also a best of New Threat video, so if you want like a quick introduction into New Threat, you can watch that video. Come on. This guy's just always gonna attack. Like I don't think there's any way to stop it. I think because of the RNG counter, he's just always gonna attack. So I need to get an instant escape twice, and I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. So we might have to go get enemy away. Like, I think the RNG counter is gooning us here. I can go in and out of the screen and see if that moves the RNG any. You're gonna need to just do something to change the RNG so he doesn't attack. What's up, Lionheart? The plan for Fridays is always Final Fantasy in the morning and then something else afterwards. Usually Trophy Quest. I think today we'll do some Celeste and then maybe end with Trophy Quest. I haven't decided yet. We could even do some more Chain of Memories and then just start Borderlands next week. But Zoloff is here, so we could start Borderlands today. Did I ever get a new phone? No. I still have my cracked, broken Edge phone. But I can't really complain because it's a nice phone. I just hate it. But it's better than most phones, so. And it's a cell phone. I mean, I find it hard to complain if I own a cell phone, because I lived in a time when cell phones weren't a thing. So having a cell phone feels like a luxury no matter what. Like, it could be a cracked, broken piece of crap, and like, I'm like, but it's a cell phone though. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like this isn't gonna happen. I tell you what though, anyone that buys like the brand new iPhone is, I can't, I don't know, man. I can't get behind that decision. $1,000 for a cell phone is just too much. Like, I don't care if that thing does my dishes. Like, it's just too much for a cell phone. I just can't, like, out of pure, like, I can't do it. I couldn't spend that much on a cell phone. I don't care how, like, awesome it is. I just don't think a cell phone should be that much money. I would rather save it for a friggin' house or something. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of things I can do with $1,000 and the amount of happiness I would get out of an iPhone versus like getting a flip phone. Like, here's the thing. I could get a brand new iPhone and play some cool games on it, and it would look really cool, and, you know, it'd be pretty nice to have. Or I could get like a flip phone and still be pretty happy with it. Not be able to do as many things, but hey, I'm not on my cell phone that much anyways, and maybe if I got a crappy flip phone, I wouldn't be on my phone so much, and I would, you know, have more fun with my family than sitting on my phone all the time. And I could save that $1,000 and buy like a house, put it towards a car, put it towards a house, put it towards something else, a new computer. Like, you could pay for almost an entire computer for that amount. Like, think about that. I mean, I made my professional grade computer for a little over $2,000. So I could build a half of my computer that I've used to stream for the past year with that money. Like, that's just insane. Like, that's just too much money. You could pay for 3 months rent. Like, the amount of stuff you could do. You could go on a vacation, like, for $1,000. Yeah, this is feeling hopeless. I think I might try to go get enemy away. As much as I hate to, it's just not gonna work out. We don't have much time left today anyway, so. Where are we at? Oh. I was like, what the heck? He's still dead, right? Yeah. I think I actually need to buy some greens for my black chocobo if I'm gonna race him, which I might as well. In case later I decide, you know what, we need Knights of the Round. Should have a good amount of money now, especially after Diamond Weapon. Oh yeah, look at that money. Holy cow. We'll do... Actually, you know what? I have nothing else to buy, so screw it. Buy them all. I don't think I'll be purchasing anything else the whole rest of the game unless we get gold chocobo, so. I think I actually need to ride in here so we can feed him. Yeah, Wormmon's dope. I always liked Wormmon. We're going to get enemy away. It's gonna be necessary for Midgar, unfortunately. But it's good that we're getting this because it'll make the final dungeon less annoying too. Because the final dungeon was gonna be a luck spree to try to get all the way through it. So it's probably good that we're getting it. I really wanted to get through the whole game without it, but it's not gonna happen. I wanted to get through the whole game without any kind of like ridiculous luck drop from stupid chocobo racing, and we almost did it. Like, we almost got away with no sneak attack, no Knights of the Round. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to get this. It's like nothing around it. What would be nice though is if we did accidentally get sneak attack. Oh, we got the super speed. Where's my stamina boost? There it is. Yo, Mr. Mika with Micah, sorry, with the 200 bits. Said I'll be watching the conclusion next week. Peace. And Kylan with the 3-month resub. Unfortunately, my last one for a while, as I'm attempting to buy a house and could use as much funds as possible. Hey, I feel you on that one. I'm also going to be in the market for a house in the next year or two. But I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for the support. I really wish there was a way to get the hyper mode every time. There was a way to somehow replicate that glitch and get super fast chocobo races every time. I wonder if I walked out and walked back in if it would cause the glitch again. I don't think it will though. I think it's like the first time you do it in a save file. Yeah, my wife and I are thinking about moving maybe next year. We're not going to have enough money to do it this year, but we're growing out of this house, and with Ben, our son, and then hopefully having another child in the next year or two, we're gonna quickly outgrow this house. We already pretty much have, but not with bedrooms, but more with stuff. We just have too much stuff. Like our basement used to be 2 rooms, and now it's like just storage all down there, so it's getting hard to keep all of our stuff. So And we knew we'd have to move eventually because we want a big family. So we're trying to move sooner rather than later, but I don't think we'll be able to afford it this year. So. Yeah, we're looking to have a big family. We've always wanted to be parents and have a big family. That was something we decided on like when we were dating. What's up, Mednick? Yeah, this is Final Fantasy VII. I think it was on the PS1 or maybe the Sega Dreamcast. I never had it as a kid. Just trying it out. Oh, here's something I can show you while we're racing. Make sure I win first. So I can show you this. Let me go webcam. So Tropton actually donated this. It is a original Wonder Swan, and it's the Final Fantasy version of the original Wonder Swan color. So it comes with Final Fantasy, and it also has like the little Final Fantasy logo at the top of it, like on the actual Wonder Swan. If you don't know what the Wonder Swan is, it's practically you know how the Famicom was like the Japanese version of the NES? Well, the Wonder Swan was pretty much the Japanese version of the Game Boy. It came out a lot later. It came out in like 2000, I think. But it was kind of like their Game Boy in a way. Not exactly, but in a way. It's a really cool device. It looks really nice, and the graphics on it look like beautiful. It kind of looks like an NES sort of. It's not really like Game Boy quality. It's more like better, like almost like Super Nintendo quality. I would maybe a little less, I guess, but to me it looks better than a Game Boy. Maybe it's not, but to me it does. It's a really cool system. Yeah, most people have never even heard of it because it was only in Japan. It's a completely Japanese console. It never came to America in any way. It's all Japanese. Even the box is all Japanese. The console itself is everything's in Japanese. So as far as I understand, there's no like backlight. Like I think it has a backlight, but it's not as good as the Game Boy's backlight. But what it does have is a contrast meter. There's like a little button on the bottom that you can adjust the contrast, and it actually is really nice because if you're in like a bright room, you can put the contrast down and see everything perfect, and then if you're in a dark room, you can turn it up and you can see everything. It's almost better than a backlight. Because even with a backlight, if you're in like a really bright area, it's kind of hard to play a Game Boy. But with the contrast, you can always like set it to whatever you need it to look like. I wish the Game Boy had a contrast thing. It's a good idea. Yay, Malta. Thanks, Nightfall. I appreciate that a lot. Oops. The original Game Boy did not have a backlight, but the color did. And the SP did. I still have my Game Boy SP. I love that thing. It's one of the best consoles ever, I think. It was like everything that was great about the Game Boy, but way more portable and like flippable. And the L and R buttons were like fantastic. They were so much easier to hit in like just really nice position. And the buttons were also like really nice quality. I love my Game Boy SP. I'd still play that thing like all the time. I usually like I'll pull that thing out instead of my DS if I want to play Game Boy games. I had the white one. I have not heard of the Genesis Collection. I heard somebody say something about Genesis Collection in PS4, but I didn't look into it. Oop. What? I didn't pick a... They didn't show me the prizes. What? Why didn't it show me the prizes? It just went right into the race. That was weird. Is that because I said I changed my mind? Why is the Chocobo Race thing so broken on Steam? It's so broken. I couldn't... I don't know. They blew it. I don't even know. I don't even know what just happened. Alright, well there it is. I want an ice crystal. I want to see if I leave and come back if it'll give me the hyper mode again. But probably not. I think it's just the first time on this save file. Oh, enemy way. Let's go, boys. If I get enemy way on my first shot, I will actually, like... I don't even know what I'll do. That would be the nuttiest thing ever. What the... Okay, no one saw that. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that at all. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that one. he put out like this wark too when he got stuck in the wall. He got stuck in the wall, I was like, walk, and then he came back in. I do not know what just happened. Come on, baby. Enemy away. Come on. Oh. Rip. Dang, dude. That would have been so hype if I got it first try. Nice. It's there again, though. We got another chance. Think about the 100 bits, Turkey. happened before too. I missed that. My Chocobo's got some problems. What's up, Block? Good to see you, my man. Yeah, enemy away isn't that bad to get. Sneak attack is the one that takes hours. Like, I've seen 100% speedruns of Final Fantasy VII where they spent like 5 hours getting sneak attack. It's honestly the worst thing ever. That's why I really wanted to refrain from getting sneak attack until after we've already beaten the challenge, so I can just cheat it in. Because it's awful. It is truly awful. You can just sit here for hours and hours and hours and never get it. Come on, baby! Now I get the frickin' white flower. Cat Spell's worth 500 GP though, which is pretty cool. Alright, come on. Let's go. Will I ever do a 100% speedrun? No. I'll never speedrun this game again. It's a terrible experience. Yeah, it wasn't even an option for me. Like, no matter who came in second, I couldn't win it. Speedrunning this game is the most cancerous, terrible thing you could ever do to your life. Never do it. Do it for fun. Do it casually for fun, but never try to do it for real. It's awful. It'll make you hate your life. It's the most god-awful garbage thing. It's fun to do a couple of times to like learn the route and be like, oh man, I beat Final Fantasy VII in under 3 hours. It's so cool, but don't do it for real. It's awful. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, boys. That was my last A rank too. I think it's more common in A, so. We in there, boys. Speedrunning is fantastic, depending on the game you play. I very, very much enjoy speedrunning. But speedrunning this game is akin to torture. Yeah, that was surprisingly painless. We got enemy away in like 20 minutes. No, I never uploaded any of my Final Fantasy VII speedruns. But I do have my PB in the list down below. It was a pretty good PB. I was happy with it. I would 1,000 times rather run Dishonored. Even though it's the worst thing ever. Alright, so now we need to go master it, or at least get it somewhere. Somewhere nice. So let's see, we got, can actually use the ultimate weapon now if we want to do that, but it'll do no damage. Let's do organics, Gigas Armlet, Tetra Elemental, added cut, Mystify. Actually, we could do Fury, or we could do Curse Ring now, and I could just do Elemental Earth. Now that I have an Elemental that's mastered enough. And then just more stuff. Well, actually here it doesn't matter because it's not going to level up, but here... Or no, I guess we want to do the Rune Armlet. because we want to double. So never mind. Unless... if I could do enough damage to where Mystify doesn't matter. Yeah, why don't I just do that? Why don't I just do Yoshiyuki double cut? Well, because then I can't do... well, maybe. I still have to have Earth resistance, though. So do I do Tetra Elemental? Or do I do Gigas Armlet? Probably... well, actually, Tetra Elemental or Rune Blade, actually. Probably, I think the Yoshiyuki's going to be better, so... okay, so we'll do double cut. I don't know, speed plus, I guess. Weak to ice element. We could try it. Let me see what the Yoshiyuki does first. Speed plus, and then for double we want enemy away. You know what sucks? We have to equip enemy away to level it, so like it's gonna take a while to get the encounters. Magic plus. I don't need long range. What else do I want to level up? Nothing really. Just do counter. I can equip the Curse Ring and one-shot it, but the issue with that is if he gets first turn, I get hit. And he gets first turn every once in a while. So I need to have the Tetra Elemental on. Either the Tetra Elemental or Rune Armlet. Or something that has linked slots. But I want the Rune Armlet because I want double AP. Close, but no cigar on the one shot. But we should still, like, he should always use an earth attack first, so should be fine. What's up, Dirish? So how much do we need? It's not going to be too bad. I also need to do fastest. I think once I get enemy way leveled up a little bit, I could go get Apocalypse if I want to master it. But getting through the Ancient Forest without enemy away being level 2 might be frustrating. But once I get it to level 2, if we decide we want to get it to level 3, I could maybe go get the Apocalypse. But I don't know if we'll need... oh, you know what? You're right. Wait. Are you right? I have to check. I thought it was like 20, 40, 60. And if you equip a second one, you get up to 100. I have to look. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're right. So it's 43% and then 87%, and then if you get another enemy away, once you master it, you get another enemy away. If you equip that enemy away, then you can get to... or no, once you have... even if you stack them, you could stack 2 level 1s, but once you get to level 2, that's the best you're going to get. Yeah, so that's how it works. So it's, you can equip 2 level 1s or you can equip 1 level 2, but once you're at that point, that's the max you're ever gonna get. You can't get 100%, but you get like 87%, which is still pretty good. You can get through most dungeons without getting any encounters with that much. So, Arco asked a while ago, why is speedrunning Final Fantasy VII so terrible? I've talked about it a couple of times, but for those of you that don't know, speedrunning this game any percent PC, which is the quickest speedrun, is about 3 hours long. I think the world record now is down to like 2:30 something. However, it involves about 2 hours of... Well, it involves like an hour of playing the game without really doing much other than just flying through the game. Everything's the same pretty much, just inputting, running, and whatnot. Then there's a thing called Eris skip, where you skip Eris talking to you after you escape her house. And that skip involves a subpixel that has a 50% chance of being there, 50% chance of not being there. And then after that subpixel being there, you have to have a frame perfect input. So you pretty much play the game for an hour and then hope that subpixel is there and hope that you get the frame input correct to skip Eris. And that saves like 15 seconds or something. Maybe a little more actually. Which is a big deal. And then after that, you play the game for another hour and a half. And then you get to Yuffie. And Yuffie has a 12% chance of showing up. And you have to get her first try if you're gonna, really be in there for the world record. You gotta get her first or second try. And that's the part where I quit. Because a 12% chance is absolutely deplorable. After 2 hours of playing a game, 12% feels like 0%. It, never happens. It never happens. Whenever you have a good run, it'll never happen. Whenever you have a bad run, it'll always happen. Every time you miss, it's awful. It's not like you just lose a few seconds. You lose like 20 seconds every time you miss. Every time you don't get Yuffie. Because you have to run away from the fight, run around in circles again, and get another fight. So, you got to get that 12% chance after 2 hours of playing the game flawlessly. Then, after that, you have to get Spencer's, which is a 30% chance or something like that. That one's not too bad. Even if you miss it, it's only a few seconds, and you usually get it second try. But after getting Yuffie first try, you really want to get Spencer's first try. And that's about a 30% chance. So it is like 3 hours of playing the game perfectly and then just hoping on a subpixel, a frame perfect input, a 12% chance, and then a 30% chance. And the rest of the game isn't that fun to run because it's always the same inputs. There's not much randomness in the game. When you play it at that high of a level, the random battles are always in the same spots. You mostly get the same enemies. You'll get a little bit of RNG as whether or not you run away fast enough or not. You'll get some RNG with enemy AI, but in general the run's about the same, and there's nothing that's like super duper exciting. Materia Keeper's a fun fight, but there's not much else going on. The final bosses are literally 2x cut, 2x cut, morph, or 2x cut, 2x cut, mug, 2x cut, 2x cut, 2x cut, mug, 2x cut, 2x cut, mug. That's the end. That's Sephiroth. So it's not that exciting. So it's not that fun of of a run, and it's awful. So yeah, I won't be running it anymore. The PC runs are shorter because of wrong warping. You basically wrong warp to the end of the game. You skip practically the entire second disc. You skip from the Nibelheim flashback to Materia Keeper and then to the end of the game. You don't do anything else. You do the game up to the Nibelheim flashback, then you do Materia Keeper, and go get Tiny Bronco, and then you beat the game. You do nothing else. What's up, White Ravens? Yeah, we've already done that. We're mastering Enemy Away, and then we'll be going to Midgar. Yes, I speedrun a lot of games. I speedrun every Monday and Tuesday, and sometimes I do other days as well. Today I'll be running Celeste a little bit, so if you're interested in that. Celeste is like the most amazing speedrun. It is incredibly fun, and I've been running it for a little while now. And it's got like over 200 runners now. It's got so much speed tech in it that there's literally like a documenting all the speed tech because there's so much of it. It's got an amazing soundtrack. It's a really, really, really fun speedrun. I've heard several people tell me it's the best speedrun they've ever done, and it's my favorite speedrun I've ever done. So if you're interested in that, we'll be doing that right after this. What's up, Tropton? Sorry I didn't say hi to you. I was in the middle of a big spiel about the Final Fantasy VII speedrun and why it's so bad. That's not true, Topopo. I've run several games that aren't broken at all in their speedruns. Kirby 64 literally has 0 glitches in its speedrun. Celeste also has 0 glitches in its speedrun. You use speed tech to skip a couple things, but for the majority it's all intended. Kirby 64 is a great speedrun. It is literally 100% intended. You don't do a single thing that's unintended in the whole run. Even for any percent. There isn't a single category that glitches the game at all. We don't even know of any glitches in Kirby 64. There's one graphical glitch that's been found in Kirby 64. The rest of the game is legitimately not broken. We have not found a way to break it. It's unbreakable. The unbreakable game. And I have a couple Kirby speedruns on YouTube if you want to check that out. I haven't run it in a while, but my PB is on YouTube. Kingdom Hearts is also a game that doesn't have any glitches in it in the speedrun. In the old Japanese any percent route, there was a glitch where you clipped into a wall that you weren't supposed to clip into, but it actually didn't save much time, and all it did was make you watch a cutscene you weren't supposed to watch yet. But it doesn't actually skip anything. It's just you watch that cutscene early, so later you don't have to watch it. But it doesn't actually skip any content. And other than that, it's completely glitchless. Now, there is a lot of taking advantage of enemy AI in Kingdom Hearts, but there's no glitches. 100% speedrun for what? Kirby? There's still no glitches. There isn't any glitches in Kirby, period. Like, even if you're not speedrunning it. If you're just trying to glitch it, there's nothing. There's one graphical glitch someone found, and that's it. See ya, Arco. Thanks for so much support today, man. I appreciate it a lot. You have a good one today. I won't finish today. We'll master Enemy Away and then probably be done. Or maybe I'll at least walk through Midgar so we can at least make progress. Story progress today. Oh, Final Fantasy VII? 100% on PC is yeah, it's pretty similar to console. I don't know if that's even a category, I'm not sure. But you wouldn't, maybe you'd Yuffie warp, but you wouldn't wrong warp in 100%. Well, actually maybe. If you wanted to just like max stat, because you can max stat when you wrong warp, so it would make the final boss faster. I don't know what the rules are for 100%, if you need to actually watch every cutscene. Because if you didn't need to watch every cutscene, you could skip the North Crater by wrong warping. And just skip to the final boss and make it a little faster. Actually, I don't think you could, because once you're past that, I don't know. Let's think about it. No, I think you still could. I think you can long warp at any point as long as you keep your save from Midgar. I'm not sure why the Discord link isn't working for you. It works for everybody else. Maybe just type it like manually? I don't know. Or try a different browser. Or maybe uninstall Discord and reinstall it. Because I haven't had anyone else having trouble with the link, so. How do you 100% this game in the speedrun? I don't remember the rules. It's something like all materia, all bosses, all key items, something like that. 100% has nothing to do with skipping. 100% is something that's different for every game. It's whatever like collecting everything basically. Like for an example, Legend of Legaia has 100% speedrun where you skip all over the place because all that matters is that the final screen says 100%. That's the rule, is that as long as the final screen says 100%, then you've gotten 100%. So as long as you skip around and get everything that the game wants you to get for 100%, you're good to go. Metroid Prime runs, they have Metroid Prime, but all the Metroid games have the percent at the end of the game. So whenever you do a percent run, all that matters is that that number at the end of the game says the right percent. So whatever you can do to get that to say the right percent, you can do, is legal. But then there's other games that don't say you got 100%. So then it's up to the speedrunners to actually come up with the rules of what is 100%. Some games, they'll be like, oh, you have to watch all the cutscenes to get 100%, so then you wouldn't be able to skip anything. Other people say, oh, you just have to get all the key items or all the whatever. So it varies from game to game. The only category that really doesn't vary game to game as much is any percent. Usually any percent just means get to the credits. Like, that's whatever you can do to get to the credits. But some games, even any percent's different. Like, I know any percent for Pokemon is, like, different because there's, like, New Game Plus and, like, save game manipulation. So, like, any percent you can cheat. Some you can, some you can't. It depends. Torgy, thank you for the 400 bits. Thanks, man. I enjoy having you here. You're an awesome dude. Close are we? Getting there. Yeah, any percent Pokemon Yellow 0 seconds. Because they use in-game time. And they break it before the in-game timer ticks. Pokemon runs blow my mind in general because of all the RNG that's involved in them. Pokemon runs are really cool because there's so much RNG that you're never really going to have a perfect run. So you really just have to work with what you're given. And that's what makes it fun. Because speedrunning can sometimes be annoying because everything has to go perfect or else you just have to reset. But in Pokemon, everything's so RNG that you're never going to get a perfect run. So you can have a terrible luck spree and yet still get a great time if, you know, the rest of the game goes well or whatever. Same thing with dungeon crawlers. A lot of people like to speedrun dungeon crawlers because they're so random that every run's going to be different. Thank you for the bits to Irish. I miss you too, my man. Yeah, Diablo's another one. It's really luck-based, so you can have a run that is completely different and still end up with a good time. Yeah, we did a speedrun of Necrosis mod once. I didn't upload it to YouTube, but it was just like a funny, like, let's do Necrosis, but wrong warp. It took us like 3.5 hours because I hadn't speedrun this game in a while and I forgot everything. Awesome, good to hear that that link finally worked for you. Avalanche only, that's a cool challenge. So you're only allowed to use Barret, Cloud, Tifa. In Biggs and Wedge? Can you throw in Biggs and Wedge? You're gonna start running Ni no Kuni again? Dude, that's amazing. I will be there. There's so much that's been found now that it's such a better run. Avalanche only would be cool because the only part that would be that you would have to skip would be the Sid part. Everything else you could do, because like the Barret part where you're only Barret, that'd be fine because you'd have Barret. You'd have to kill off Kate Sith, but you could do that part with Barret. You could do the Tifa part with Tifa. The only part that you would have to skip would be the Sid part, or you could just like put Barret in the party and kill off. Yeah, you could do that. You could have Barret in the party and kill Sid and the other person. So yeah, you could do the whole game Avalanche only without having to like skip. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Gordo, that's actually a known glitch now, and it's used in the speedrun, and it actually shaved like hours off the run now that people have figured out how to use it. I don't know about hours, but probably an hour at least. No problem, I wish you luck in that challenge. That's a cool challenge. Yeah, it's a big deal because you can dupe items now in Ni no Kuni, which means you don't have to go around picking up chests all the time, and you can also sell them for money. So like it opens up a lot of stuff, and it also makes it so you don't have to do the casino, which was like an hour-long RNG fest because you needed the money. But now you can just sell duped items. So yeah, it opened up the Ni no Kuni speedrun like hardcore. Honestly, it made me want to run Ni no Kuni, because before I was like, I want to run it, but I don't really like the casino RNG factor, and it's also just a little too long for me. But now that it's shortened, and there's like practically no RNG, like no big RNG section, the whole game's RNG with random encounters and stuff, but, you know, having like it be pretty consistent, and being only a few hours long, makes me want to run it. And speaking of which, Ni no Kuni 2 comes out next week. We're going to play that. It comes out on Friday, so we'll probably do, you know, Final Fantasy VII, and then we'll do Ni no Kuni 2 afterwards. So if you guys are interested in Ni no Kuni 2, that should be next week. If it comes in time, actually. Because I ordered it off of Amazon, so who knows. The truck might come at like 8 o'clock at night. That'd be a rip. If that happens, I'll have to like bonus stream on Saturday or something. Alright, last fight. shouldn't really need to save here, but I'm so used to just saving constantly that it's kind of like, why not? Haven't tried Ni no Kuni 1 for yourself? I cannot recommend it enough. If you have a PS3 and you don't own Ni no Kuni, you gotta go buy it. It is, like... I find it hard to put any PS3 game over Ni no Kuni. Like, yes, Last of Us was a masterpiece and had great graphics and an amazing story, but Ni no Kuni is like 5 times the length of Last of Us, has like not as realistic looking graphics, but as great to look at graphics as Last of Us. Like, it's animated, so obviously it doesn't look as realistic, but it still looks incredible. Better soundtrack, better gameplay. You know, maybe not as good of a story, but still an incredible story. I mean, it's Studio Ghibli in a video game. Like, it's friggin' incredible. It's hard for me to even say it's not the best PS3 game I've ever played. And BioShock Infinite is my 3rd favorite game of all time. And it's still hard for me to say BioShock Infinite's better than Ni no Kuni. I don't think I can. I think to me it's better, but I think in general Ni no Kuni's the best PS3 game ever made. In terms of like everything together. It's so good. I think it's safe to say, all around, best PS3 game ever made. Maybe not the most fun, maybe not everyone's favorite, but in terms of everything put together, like I can't put anything over it. It's too good. All right, so I have enemy away. I'm not even gonna worry about anything else. Just hope we get to the save point. See what happens. I might it really depends on where my counter is, because if my counter is really bad, I might still get into a fight. If that happens, I can get into a fight on the world map and then go here, and maybe it'll reset it. Although I think it resets anyways when you get in the high wind, so it might be like at 0 right now. And if that's the case, we should get to the save point. Studio Ghibli makes literally like every important anime movie ever made. Like, everyone. Name an animated movie that's popular, Studio Ghibli made it. Anime movie, not like animated, like Disney animated, but like anime movie from Japan. Nice. We did it. Ni no Kuni 2 is apparently same universe, different world, is what I've heard. Now, can we get all the way to debut item without encounter? Ni no Kuni in Japanese actually means a new world or something like that. So Ni no Kuni 2 would make sense that it's a different world but same universe. In the game, Ni no Kuni explicitly says that there's like 9 worlds total. So this one is like one of those other worlds. Oh, really? You know, that's so frustrating. There's one enemy in those 3 enemies that can hit me, and he hits me. Like, if the other ones went first, it would have been fine. But see, now that I'm resetting, my encounter rate, my encounter number should go back down to 0. So, like, now I should be able to make it further. Ni no Kuni means second country. So I guess the name is referencing like Ali's world versus the Ni no Kuni world. So there's like two different worlds. So it's not actually referencing like the 9 worlds, it's more referencing the difference between Ali's world and the animated world of magic. See, I was right. So now we're getting further. We'll probably still get into a fight eventually, though. This is a really long run. But see, this is why Enemy Away is so great, because it gives me 87% Enemy Away, you know, whatever you want to call it. And every time I get to a save point and I hard reset, that resets. So, like, I'll make it further. Please don't hit me. Alright, that should work, I think. Yeah, we're good. So now I should be able to get to W item, save, and then reset the counter. And this is kind of the plan for the final dungeon too, is I'll get halfway through the final dungeon and then place the save point, and then reset the counter. Let's hope it doesn't No Man's Sky. I'm glad. I want No Man's Sky to be a verb. Let's hope it doesn't No Man's Sky. So I didn't reset, so I'll probably get a fight. If I don't run away, I'll reset. I should have just reset anyways, because I know I'm going to get one. Yeah, I'm a little worried because they super hyped up Ni no Kuni 2, so that's never a good sign. Honestly, it's much better when it comes out under the radar. Like, hey, by the way, we made this great game. Instead of being like, it's going to be a great game, really. We promise. Please put in your pre-orders. It's going to be good. I can actually just fight this. I promise, it'll be good. That's when you know it's a little risky. When they're like pushing it, like, hey, it's going to be good. Yeah, maybe. That would be nice if I found like a perfect magic pot rate. I don't know. The swamp seems to be random. As many times as I've grinded in the swamps, it seems like I never get the same battle like when I load. But I don't know. Oh, I know about Swenson's, my man. I live like within walking distance of one. I've eaten more Swensons than I care to admit. Although honestly, I don't eat it much anymore. But back in college, I used to have a Swenson's in between my house, my apartment I was living in, and college. So I used to get it like on the way back from college, because I used to work. I used to go to college from like 8 in the morning to like 5, and then I worked from like 6 to 10. So I would, you know, get off of work, grab Swenson's on the way home, eat it, sleep, wake up and have to do everything again. So Swenson's was like I have to eat because I'm a college student and I have no time to make my own food. Thanks, everyone. Oh, Zulov says it's not random, so I guess we'll have to figure it out. Might be tough, but I might be able to figure it out. That'd be cool if we did. It's not too bad, even if we don't get magic pots right off the bat, because The flying dudes are pretty easy to run away from. If you get a Tonberry, you're safe. As long as you don't attack it. The only one that kind of stinks is Christopher, because they tend to hit you a lot. But sometimes they use their sadness attack that doesn't do any damage, so... There's like a good chance of running away without taking damage in the swamp. The only enemy that really sucks to get is friggin' hoppers, actually, because they tend to just smack you with a physical attack as soon as you get in the fight. And there's 3 of them, so it's hard to get rid of them. Left first? Yeah. Alright, so, should we try, no, we'll wait, because we have a lot of, I want to do a lot of, experimentation on Proudclad to see what will be the best for him. If, like, just keeping all the damage off will be best, or bursting him. I really don't think bursting him is going to be a smart idea, because he just he has so much health. Like, it's going to be so hard to burst him. I don't know, man. Do I use Protect Ring? Do I use, like, Curse Ring? Do I use question marks? Like, what do I do here? I don't think question marks is the best option. Question marks can do, like, 7k. 2x cut will do more. Maybe more. Maybe not. I also have hero drinks here, though, so... I say maybe protect with the... Counterattack would also be nice to use. Let me try this. I want to see what this would do. If I... Oh, wait. I still need W item, though. So I can't use the Zydric. Like, it's not going to work out. I don't have enough slots. So let's use... maybe the Gigas Armlet. I need... I need as much physical defense as I can get, so maybe the Aurora Armlet, actually. Then we could use Counterattack, Speed Plus, W item, and... Nothing else matters. Magic Plus. I have long range, right? Alright, I'm gonna try this. It's gonna be interesting. Where's my one hero drink? We're gonna see how little damage we can make Proudclad do. Because I think, like I said, bursting him is gonna be too difficult. He has too much HP. So what needs to happen is we need to make him do as little damage as possible and then just whittle away at him. So we're going to use Protect Ring to negate his beginning damage, and we're going to throw hero drinks to negate the damage after the barrier's gone. And we're going to use a speed drink to speed us up as well. And then we're just going to 2x cut the crap out of him and see if we can get him to do, like, really little damage. Yeah, we don't want to see Beam Cannon. Did I change? I didn't. Alright. I will attempt this one more time because I don't want to do all that setup and then leave you guys hanging. But I forgot to change the ATB, and that's like not good. In fact, I'm gonna do this and then save so we don't have to watch this every time. The strategy sounds shaky. Keep that in mind. I think I'm gonna be able to negate a lot of Proud Claw damage. He doesn't do much damage to begin with. But we'll see. If all else fails, we'll have to burst him, which will be probably like Bahamut Zero spam. We'll have to waste our MP, and then we'll have to find something else to use on Sephiroth. My plan right now is to try to save my MP so I can use Bahamut Zero on Bizarro, because Bizarro can be a pain if you're not hitting at all of his targets. So Bahamut Zero will fix that. This will be an interesting one. So same thing, we'll do Aurora, Yoshiyuki, Protect Ring, Double Cut Speed Plus, Long Range, and W Item. Hero Drink. See what happens. Yeah, without Knights of the Round, you can't really get past Proud Cloud without taking some damage, because he just has way too much HP. Don't No Man's Sky it, yeah. What's up, No Rest? I don't have a guide for non-modded Final Fantasy VII, but you can find them on GameFAQs. There's a bunch of them. They're all really good. Bad ATB bar. Oh, you know what? He has a fire attack, doesn't he? I should do fire, I should do, the fire armlet, maybe. Also, that was a lot of damage. I hear IGN has good walkthroughs. No. Absolutely not. I have a bunch of, like, guides, but they're not for just, like, running through the game. They're for other things like materia or source farming, or other things. You can find all that on YouTube. There's a playlist called Final Fantasy VII Tutorials. Or you could watch the ×3 playthrough, because that's kind of like a walkthrough of the game. Oh, okay, that fire attack is non-elemental. That stinks. Oh, look at that damage, though. So yeah, he's going to do a lot of damage to us, but we've negated most of it, and I do a ton of damage now. Man, that attack sucks. 4 hero drinks, back row sadness barrier. It still does 200 damage. I wouldn't have guessed that. He's already dead. So yeah, that's gonna be a rough one. I think maybe less hero drinks. Maybe like throw 2 hero drinks and then attack, might be less damage. It's gonna be rough. We're gonna have to figure something out. But we'll do that next time. Next time will be a Proud Clod workshop, and then just Hojo, and then Sephiroth. So maybe it's safe to say next time will be the finale. Who knows? Finale part 6. What's up, I Scott? Tista. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. Not much, but here, finally I can help you out. Hey, $2 is plenty. Thank you so much, my man. Although, next week won't be the finale for real, because after we beat the game, I'm going to go back to before Diamond Weapon, and we're going to go get Knights of the Round, and we're going to see if we can beat the game and beat the Turks. So there's still plenty of Cloud Soul and Necrosis action to come. Still plenty of awesome stuff that we can get out of this mod before we complete it. So, but I enjoyed today. Thank you guys so much for all the support. We got to say bye to YouTube now. So we'll see you, YouTube. Thank you so much for being awesome people, as always. I love you. Thank you so much for all the support, and we'll see you next time for more Cloud Solo Necrosis mod action. Bye, YouTube.